Yeah.
Hello, we're live at Yahoo HQ, joined by Sainsbury's very own vegetable butcher.
Hi there.
This is Amber, and she's going to be showing us, firstly, how to make the most of our vegetables, not letting anything go to waste. She's going to teach us some pretty cool recipes, and then we're going to work out how we're going to serve them and what they go best with.
Absolutely.
And the whole time we're here today, we need your questions, we need your comments. So if you could just post them below, that'd be great, because we need inspiration, right?
Yeah, customer feedback,
Okay,
definitely.
there we go.
Yeah.
Right, what are we going to do first then?
To start with, we're going to do some sweet potato fries. And I've got this really cool little crinkle-edged wave knife here, and we're going to make it into like some chunky type of chips. So sweet.
Okay, I don't have a weight.
You don't know, but you can maybe use this knife here. But just watch your
Okay.
fingers because it's super sharp.
Okay.
So to start with, we're just going to cut it into some really lovely, big, fat chips.
Right.
Which look really beautiful. I know they're tough, these sweet
yeah.
potatoes. They fight back. But it's well worth the effort.
See, this is good because I am a total novice, so for all you beginners, I'm definitely with you right now.
So here we go. All you need to do, yeah, and you make some of these beautiful, healthy, crinkle cut chips, and they're lovely if you toss them with a little bit of coconut oil, maybe some spices, and then bake them in the oven. Or you can just bake them without any oil, so they're kind of fat-free.
So what makes these better than, say, just a normal fat cut chip that you'd have?
Well, obviously you're making them at home, so there's no nasties, no hydrogenated oil or anything like that, so you know exactly what's going in your chips. And also sweet potato is really good for you. It's full of beta carotene and full of fibre, really easily digested, and it's just a fun alternative to a normal potato chip, really. And cutting them with like a little wave knife just makes them look a bit more exciting.
Yeah,
so
definitely does.
a great way of getting, you know, kids and people that aren't really, you know, fanatical about vegetables to, you know, take a second look and maybe a bite.
And this is definitely a really healthy alternative to your normal chips.
Absolutely, yeah. And these little crinkle edges on your chips, they kind of just like hold all the flavour even more,
Yeah.
so they're super crispy.
So what spices would you put on these?
Well, paprika's lovely, smoked paprika, something like that. Cajun spices, even a bit of curry powder's quite nice. And they also make really nice dips as well. But if you slice them really thinly, actually sweet potatoes are really nice if you slice it thinly, and it's beautiful raw.
Yeah?
So really nice in
is
a
it,
salad.
Is it actually?
Oh, delicious, yeah.
Should we try it?
Yeah, let me show you.
Are you sure about it?
Absolutely, yeah, you believe me.
I never really had a raw sweet potato. Not gonna lie.
It's fantastic because it's a really kind of fibrous vegetable, but because you get the lovely kind of rough surface, it soaks up the dressing really well.
Okay.
So although it's quite bland, it's got a bit of sweetness, but you put a dressing with it and it soaks it up really nicely.
Yeah.
So let me just...
So sweet potato in salads this summer?
Definitely,
Right.
definitely.
Okay.
Everybody's going to be going for sweet potato,
Okay.
believe you me. You heard it here first.
Okay.
So here we go.
Exclusive.
Wafer thin.
I was
It's
trying to
wafer
like
thin.
mimic that. Okay.
So give it a
cool.
try, see what you think.
Okay.
Just a quick nibble.
I haven't had lunch, so this is great.
And
Yeah,
that's-
I can see what you mean.
If you
Kind
cut-
of like carroty, actually.
It is, yeah, really
Yeah.
sweet and really crispy. But if you cut it a little bit thicker, then it makes a brilliant chip for a dip. So again, have it raw.
Nice.
It's just a little bit thicker than this, and then have it with some hummus or you know some pesto or
So-
something like that.
Very versatile vegetable.
Very versatile
Right.
vegetable, yeah.
Okay. So, what's next?
What's next? I think next we are going to do some broccoli.
We're going to make broccoli noodles.
We're going to make broccoli noodles, yeah. Now, typically, a lot of people just eat the top part of broccoli, which is
I don't know
great.
what to do.
You put this little box here.
Yeah, I'm going to need a little box for
There we go. You can make it a soup later or a juice.
Okay, soup or juice?
Soup or juice? Yeah, sweet
Oh,
potatoes, lovely juice,
yeah.
delicious.
Oh, questions.
Ooh.
We almost forgot. We've got questions coming in. So, we've got Jamie who says our bed looks amazing. Thank you, Jamie.
All from Sainsbury's, fresh from Sainsbury's today.
So this is a good one. So when you're making the sweet potato fries, this is from Tom, by the way, how can you make sure that they don't go soft and they stay crispy?
You need quite a hot oven, and you also need to put them ideally on some greaseproof paper or a non-stick baking tray. And you just need to get the oven really hot because they can go soft, and you need to eat them quite quickly.
Yeah.
Sprinkling of salt when they come out of the oven, that will help keep them crispy, and maybe put them on some kitchen paper to absorb any excess fat or moisture.
Because I think that's the main problem when you're making sweet potato fries, is they can go a bit.
They can go, yeah.
They can, but now they won't. The next question, also from Tom, must be very keen on
Sweet
vegetables.
potato, yeah.
He says, should you clean the veg before you cook it or prepare it?
Always wash everything. I always wash everything. With I like to keep the skin on where I can. So with these, I just scrub them really well. Sweet potato, just scrub it really well. But there's a lot of fibre and a lot of nutrients in the skin, so it's great to keep it on where you can.
We've got a comment from Michael, who thinks we should tie our hair back.
Oh, well, we can
I've
do that.
actually
Oh,
got
thank
hair.
you.
That's fine, Michael. No problem, mate. Oh, we've got a question coming from Rupert S. Daly, who's... Oh, actually, we're going to keep that one because we're working with broccoli later. I mean, beetroot, so
yeah.
we'll keep that.
Okay,
That's
for later.
I think that's basically all we've got on the sweet potato fries, so shall we move on?
Let's move on to our broccoli, shall we? So...
Does my hair look a bit silly? Damn it, Michael.
We can keep the viewers happy. No hair in our broccoli noodles. So yes, I mean, this is obviously, you could do all sorts of these things, steam it and you know, shave the florets so you've got some lovely sprinkles to put over salad or mix with couscous or something like that. So many things you can do with that, which everybody probably
we use
knows.
that bit already, don't we?
We use that bit already, yeah.
But I think normally, me particularly, I would just throw that away.
Yeah, you can juice it. Really great to juice it, and then you can, if you peel the outside really thinly, then you can slice it and make it into like a lovely raw broccoli salad. But today we're going to noodles. We're going to make broccoli noodles.
Broccoli noodles. So these are going to be a nice, sort of low-fat, healthy, nutritious alternative.
Yeah, low carb. I mean, everybody spiralises their courgette. Everybody
well, not
knows.
everyone.
Well, no, they don't know. Okay, I do it on a daily basis,
I wish
but I'm
I
not
did.
normal.
I've got aspirations to, but no, get round to it.
Well, you can buy now in the supermarket pre-prepared. So Sainsbury's have a really good range of pre-prepared noodles and boodles, which is butternut squash noodles. So for people that haven't got time, you know, you just grab a bag and go. So there's no excuse not to eat your courgette on a daily basis. And
you can use it just like you use pasta and put it with all the same things.
Just the same. Yeah, a lot of people overcook it, which is a mistake that people commonly make, and it goes very wet, and it puts people off. I think if they've had it and they've overcooked it, it can be very wet and tasteless. So the trick is just not to overcook it. Steam it really quickly, stir fry it, or just mix it with the sauce that you've cooked that's warm, and it warms through really quickly. But don't overcook them because it's not good. So we're going to make some very soggy.
Although Sally says that sounds lovely. So.
Oh, good.
She loves soggy courgette.
Oh, really? Okay, well, yeah. As long as you're eating your vegetables, I don't think it matters, does it? Anyway.
And we've got a question coming from Alison, who says, if you freeze fresh vegetables, do they lose their goodness? I read all different things about this. I read so many conflicting things, I don't know the answer.
It depends how you freeze them and what you freeze, really. Really dependent on... I mean, ideally, you know, vegetables are eaten fresh, but I appreciate it's not always, you know, people haven't got the time to go to the supermarket and buy them fresh all the time. So, you know, frozen if you can, but they're best if they're cooked first. You know, freezing fresh vegetables normally doesn't work particularly well. So, you know, or buying what you would have in the supermarket in the frozen section. There's some great frozen vegetables you can buy these days, and Sainsbury's got a brilliant range. So if you want to, you know, have veg in your freezer, I'd get it ready prepared, really. Unless you're really great at freezing freezing things, but
I think from a price point, people always go for frozen because it's cheaper. So I don't know whether that's an issue.
Well, it is obviously, you know, they're really economical frozen vegetables, and if it's a way that people are going to last you a long time, and it's great to have veg on hand. The more veg that people eat, the better. So whether it's frozen or fresh, you know.
Right.
Anyway, back to our broccoli noodles. So we've just put the stem.
Yes, what's this device? Is this a spiralizer?
This is a spiralizer, yeah.
You should know that.
This is, and we're just going to, just make some standard size noodles. Broccoli is great because it's really, really robust. So if you do want to cook your vegetable noodles a little bit more, this is the one. This is what you should do.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a really delicate vegetable to have noodles from. But butternut squash and broccoli stem, yeah, they're far more robust. So you can give them a little bit more cooking if you want. They saute really nicely too. So.
Can I have a spiral? Can I have a go?
Yeah, go on. You have a go, definitely. It needs the boards a bit.
Oh, what? I can't even spiralise.
You can.
Oh yeah, there it goes. Right, I'll leave it to the expert. I'll have a look if we've got any more questions.
It also makes a really nice salad. make a beautiful vinaigrette dressing and then let it marinate slightly.
Wow, it looks lovely.
And the noodles will soften, and yeah, isn't that pretty?
It
And what you'd
actually
normally
is.
chuck away, it's now a
And there's
delicious
so
vegetable.
much of it.
I know,
Like,
that's a great
from
thing.
That one stalk came all that. Yeah.
You do, you get so much. You spiralise the courgette and you get like a huge pile, so yeah, it's a very economical way of eating too.
So how could we use this then? Let's talk about potential recipes for this.
Okay, well, you can eat it as it is.
Really?
Yeah, in a salad, a nice
Oh.
light dressing, or you could mix it with some warm pasta if you kind of wanted to do half pasta, half vegetable noodle, or you could saute it, or you could kind of like steam fry it.
So we've got
Loads
this,
of things you could do with
We've
it.
got this question from where's it gone? Oh, from Matt, who says he's looking for something different to send his daughter to school with as a snack. Do we have any ideas? Something that would be okay for a few hours, obviously when it's in transit, waiting for break time.
Courgette noodles are great for that because they're like really nice to eat, and you know your children can just kind of like chew on them like
And
that.
I think when I was little, I would have loved this because it's quite cool, isn't it? It's like
It looks like a piece of string.
yeah, exactly.
So,
There's
yeah.
something interesting about it,
And it's
anyway.
fun, and
you can get them to eat it.
Definitely, yeah. So get a nice big fat carrot, spiralise it, and that will hold it really well in a lunchbox.
Yeah.
With whether it's chilled or not. So yeah, that would be fun for school, I think. And then maybe do some broccoli and some butternut squash and some courgette. So it's kind of like a mixture, like a multi-coloured tangle of noodles. That would be really nice for a school lunchbox.
I'm noticing that you're quite an advocate of the raw veg.
Yeah.
Eating the raw veg.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I don't know, makes me a bit uneasy. Maybe I need converting. I don't know. Yeah.
Just really good for you. You don't have any loss of nutrients.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Let's see if we've got any more so Rochelle is worried. She has a 3-year-old and she finds, actually I've got a 2-year-old and he will not touch veg. So how can me and Rochelle kind of get our kids eating veg?
well, you can get them involved in preparation, which is always a great way. So, you know, depending on how old your child is, with some supervision, spiralising is great. Really, really good fun. And little things like these vegetable pencil sharpeners that we're going to do with our carrots. In fact, should we do this now?
Well, we'll need to have a go.
We can
Well,
do that.
you show me. And
Well,
then
no,
we'll see how it
literally.
is. And I'm sorry, Michael, but I've got to take my hair out too.
You just sharpen away like
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay.
So just like a normal.
It's a carrot sharpener.
It's like for any vegetable,
Okay,
yes.
brilliant.
So you sharpen away. I've got some large ones here that
Okay,
you
this
can
one,
butternut squash
Rochelle,
with.
could definitely do with her 3-year-old because,
Yeah.
well, probably.
Yeah, I think
With supervision.
With supervision, yes.
Because even
yes.
I can do it, Rochelle, so you're going to be good.
So you can make these lovely ribbons, and then you can kind of, if you so wish, you can kind of make them into like little roses.
Where do you buy these? Just anywhere?
Well, you could
Not the carrots, I know where. Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's carrots, yeah. You can buy them online.
Yeah. This is really fun. There's something very therapeutic about this.
Oh, definitely. Chopping
You can
vegetables
have
is
a take
incredibly
it off.
therapeutic. No, I can do one too at the same time.
Okay, how much do we need? So what are we making? What are these going to be used for?
Well, again, they're nice as snacks.
Do you know what these are? They're things from the Chinese restaurant.
I don't
You know,
know.
it shows that we're Chinese. You know, where they have it on the side like a decoration.
Oh yeah, they could be. Yeah, this is maybe how they do them. Maybe they're.
I've uncovered the secret. That's what it is.
So they're really nice to kind of like, you can decorate a salad, use them as a garnish. Again, they're lovely for children's lunch boxes,
Yeah.
or you can just do loads and loads of them and make like a wonderful carrot salad.
Oh, we've got another question come in for the broccoli stalk. He said, how can he make the most of his broccoli stalk? Well, I think we've just shown
We've
it.
just shown him,
Yeah. So that one's done. Right.
Again, just slice it very thinly in a salad. They're delicious. On a mandolin, just slice the stalk incredibly
Oh,
thinly.
this is a good one actually. Sally says, is there any way we can make the courgette or any of the spiralizer stuff without using a spiralizer?
Well, you can peel them with a vegetable peeler. That's
Can you show us how to?
yeah. Most people got a vegetable peeler. You know, these are as cheap as chips. And then, literally, you can make kind of like
Almost ribbon.
like ribbons, yeah. And then if you so wish, if you kind of want to go, you can. If you want them thinner, then you can just run a knife down
How
the
much
middle of them.
is a spiralizer? How much do they cost?
The ones in Sainsbury's are £25.
Oh,
so they're great value for
yeah.
money, yeah. And I've had mine for about 2 years, and I use it almost every day. So
Yeah.
you know they're really good. robust pieces of
It's
kit.
going to save you a lot of time.
Good investment in the
Definitely.
kitchen. So you can do it, but it takes a while.
Yeah.
Or you can use a julienne peeler, which is also, and make sort of different types of thinner ribbons.
And this can all be used salads, mains. You can cook it. You can keep it raw. It's
Definitely.
quite versatile.
Yep, put it in your lunchbox.
Put it anywhere you like.
Anywhere you like.
Oh,
Any
Michael
more
says
questions?
why not use a blender, but I'm not really sure what he's referring to.
Are we making a smoothie?
We don't know what you're talking about, Michael, sorry.
Oh, if you'd like to elaborate, that would be great.
Richard, right, I haven't read this through and it looks quite long. It's just an endless round of hatred and violence now. What? There's nothing this through
Peas,
the
lemon,
Bible.
vegetables. Not eating enough vegetables.
What have these poor innocent vegetables ever done to this woman that she needs to butcher them? What have the vegetables done to you, Amber?
Nothing, I'm just showing them some love.
Yeah, we're giving them the attention they deserve, Richard. Matt, oh, we've already done Matt. Belinda, most people grow veg, freeze the surplus. It isn't that difficult. Thanks, Belinda. I don't know much about vegetables at this point. But I'm learning today, so this is great. Right, and then we just got Richard with his endless round of hatred and violence. So,
okay,
shall
we'll show
move
another
on?
vegetable some more love. So what are we going to do now? Shall we do, I tell you what we'll do, we will do some courgette flowers. Now this again is great for kids, and it's a lovely way of kind of making, if you're going to do like veggie chips for dips, raw veggie chips, again, really, really simple. But people always seem to be impressed by these very simple techniques. So this is just using a little...
And what would you serve this with if we were going down the recipe line?
a salad. Or...
So these are strictly raw.
Oh, you could cook them too, steam them. They'd be lovely steamed.
Do you think that's the best way to cook veg? Steam? Because it keeps the nutrients in.
It does, yeah. Lightly cooking things. I mean, depending on your preference and your taste. I try to cook them as little as possible. But of course, roast vegetables are delicious in their own right. But so all we've done is just take some strips off with this little knife here, and I'm just going to cut it. So you can cut them really fine, or you can cut them a bit thicker, and they kind of make just these really pretty little daisy shapes. So that's really nice for. Do you want to have a little try?
This all feels very much like a masterclass in convincing my child to eat vegetables. Like,
should have brought you along. So they're great. They're really robust, and they're lovely if you chill them, and they get extra crispy. But if your courgettes are a bit soft, if you cut them up and then plunge them in some ice water for a few hours and then drain them really well, they'll crisp up really nicely. Yeah. So it's a really healthy alternative to chips.
Yeah.
Normal
Which I
crisps.
think everything we've done today is kind of a carb-free alternative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any more questions?
Oh, Matt's back.
What does Matt have for us?
It would be very ironic if these vegetables didn't get eaten after this live stream is finished. Well, Matt, we can tell you now, there's loads of us, and none of us have had lunch. And we're all vegetarians. That bit's a lie. But maybe after this...
We can make a big salad for everybody in the office.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, or we could whip it up
letting
into a
anything go to
smoothie,
waste.
or, make a soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these odds and ends, make lovely soup or stock or things like that.
So when you're at home...
Yeah.
Do you just use everything? You never throw anything away? You've got a little hack for everything?
Well, I try and use every single bit of the vegetable, yeah. I mean, things like beetroot stems and leaves, which often get thrown away. I don't know if do you throw them away?
I mean, I'm not overly in a lot of contact with this type of beetroot, but I buy it more like in a salad with vinaigrette.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
So it's nice to see it, like.
So you typically use the bulb, the beetroot bit.
Let's do it for me. I mean, Sainsbury's.
You said there was no swearing on camera. Okay, so if you have beetroot with some leaves like this, and sometimes you get it without the leaves, but you just get a bit of stem. Yeah. Now these are fantastic for juicing, and also they're really naturally high in sodium. So if you're trying to cut salt out of your diet, it's a really good way of just giving that salty flavour without actually adding any extra salt. So just wash them really well, and if you chop them really, really finely, so it's almost like confetti, you can just almost use it as a condiment, just as like sprinkles over the top of a salad or on a soup, or even mix it into bread or something like that, and it just has that lovely salty flavour. And then you can, the leaves, just use them like spinach, steam them or stir fry them, or just chop them really finely into a salad. And again, they're a great source of nutrients.
So what does this have a spinach-like flavour? What is the flavour?
Just tastes gently beetrooty, really.
Yeah.
But
I love that idea of substituting the salt, because so many people are worried about their salt intake, so that's a great one.
and the same with celery. Celery is naturally salty too, and exactly the same thing. And you can also dehydrate the stems as well, and then so you can, you know, so it's there's like a dry powder, and you can just sprinkle it over the top, and that's really nice in, you know, baked goods, or, you know, in any sauces or stew or anything like that. Sprinkle it over the top of the salad.
Should we see if we've got any questions?
Any beetroot related questions?
Well, Belinda's actually come up with an amazing point.
Oh.
So we quoted saying spiralisers are about 25 quid. Apparently you can get them for as low as £7.99.
Oh,
so now no one's got an excuse for not owning a spiraliser.
No, and you can also get the little handheld ones too, but these, which you can kind of buy something, a model very similar in sense, they're incredibly sturdy.
Yeah, you want that one that will last, and you know.
Yeah, so I say that I've had this for sort of over 2 years, so it's worth investing in your kitchen kit. But then, if you just want to try it out, it's great.
Yeah.
Buy a cheaper option than if you really get into it. Upgrade.
Oh, so Claire wants to know, how can I make a good beetroot soup?
Ooh, well, the easiest way I find, because beetroot's so messy, is to I roast mine in the oven. So I literally just scrub it really well, take off the stems, leave the root intact, and then wrap them up in foil with maybe a bit of seasoning, and then cook them in the oven until they're tender, so maybe 15 minutes, an hour. And then unwrap the foil, and then when they're cold, use a pair of rubber gloves so you don't get any hands, and then just slip the skins off. And then I just put them in my blender or food processor, or use a stick blender and blend them with some stock. Or maybe some almond milk if you want it a little bit creamier. And then normally you don't need to add any salt. Normally there's flavour something else. Yeah, so that's the way I do it. I think the trick with beetroot, a lot of people put off because it's incredibly messy. So it's finding ways to, you know, to use them so that you don't get beetroot juice all over your kitchen, all over yourself when you're close, because you can. It can look like a bloodbath.
I love that idea of adding almond milk as well. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Makes me hungry.
It's a really nice way of just, you know, giving that creamy flavour without any dairy.
Oh, this may be a silly question from Matt, but what is the difference between a courgette and a cucumber?
Ooh,
by the way, can
me.
you have some more questions?
Well, flavour to start with. They're both technically fruits because they both have seeds, so you know they're not actually a vegetable if you think of them in the botanical sense of the word, but in the culinary sense they're, you know, they're vegetables. Goodness me, that's an interesting one. Well, they're both as versatile in the kitchen. You can spiralise a cucumber just as you would a courgette, but flavour-wise they're worlds apart. You know, cucumber's watery and very fresh and fragrant, and this is a completely different texture.
I feel like maybe Matt hasn't tried either of them.
Would you like to
maybe
come
he's
in?
just seen photographs.
Yes, come into the office, and we'll give you some samples.
Or you could go to Sainsbury's.
Actually, that's even better idea. Yes, let's go to Sainsbury's. Go to Sainsbury's, Matt.
We're sending you to Sainsbury's. So you said beetroot is quite messy, and that's perhaps why you were a little reluctant to try to teach me this carpaccio. But we've got 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. You don't mind getting a mess now all over your boardroom table? You're happy with that?
Let me just ask my... Is that okay? Can we clean up afterwards? Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
I personally will do it, even though I'm wearing white. So.
Do you want my apron?
Well, they didn't have an apron for me. I wanted an apron.
You can have this one. When I go, we'll donate this. We'll donate this to you when I go.
Sainsbury's apron. Thank you.
So, if we're going to do beetroot carpaccio, and would you want to use my mandolin for this? I would recommend that you use this glove here to protect your fingers. In fact, probably use both gloves.
Okay.
The only blood you want is coming from the beetroot.
Okay. But then what are you going to wear?
I'm just going to watch you do it.
Oh, God. Right, okay, we'll try that.
So, if we put this on a really fine setting...
I've never even seen one of these before.
Oh, they're brilliant. They're mandolins, and I have two, so you can do like wider vegetables. You can also...
It's like a grater. sort of?
It's like a slicer.
Okay.
A slicer. You can make julienne strips with it as well. You can put like little teeth attachments into it, and it just really makes really quick work of any sort of vegetable processing.
Again,
Again,
we're essentially going to scrub the vegetable
against the.
Okay.
So if you like,
So
you're
I need-
right-handed.
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
Yeah. So there we go. You have to hold it really firmly, and
I'm really
then
scared, so I've got one. Right.
then press down. You need to hold that firmly on the board.
How? I haven't got enough hands.
So if you actually press against the board with that, there we go, and you're going to push that down.
Okay, right.
And make some lovely fine slices of beetroot.
Beetroot is very juicy.
So here we go. It's probably a bit thick, but look, it comes out looking like bresaola. So this is kind of like a. Isn't that great?
Right. So
It
let's
is a tiny bit
let's
thick, but
pretend
you
I've
kind
done
of
a
get
few more.
get the idea.
Do you want to do some? Yeah. Okay. Right. Do you need the gloves?
I'll have the gloves. Yeah. Thank you. Just one's fine.
And then you can finish it. And then maybe we haven't got a plate, have we? We can't.
Yeah, we've got a little box.
Should we maybe like finish the job and make it look all nice?
Oh, we can make like a little salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me cut a few more of
Okay,
these.
we've got 5 minutes.
Okay. Do you want to
It's
put
all got
some...
a bit ready, steady, cook.
Well, I'll tell you what you could do. You could maybe spiralise some courgette. Why don't you?
I can't remember how to do it.
Why don't you spiralise with that? Here we go.
Well, we can just use this. We've
And
got
show the viewers. No.
Okay,
Let's
right.
do this. It's so much fun.
Mm.
You'll be addicted. You'll be spiralising everything. Push that on there.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. And then just twist away.
I want
There we
to
go.
see if I've got any questions. No, I can't. Oh. Ah, we might have a little bit longer.
Oh, right. Fantastic. Well, we need some more questions from viewers then.
Sally is still on the soup hype, and she wants to know how she can make. Oh, if she's got leftover sweet potatoes, how can she make a soup out of them?
I suppose do we presume they're cooked sweet potatoes?
I think
she might have used them for something.
Maybe do both. Can
Okay.
you use cooked vegetables to make soups?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, you can roast, cut it into chunks, roast it in the oven, and then blend it into a soup with some stock. If it's already cooked, then again, just blend it with some stock, put it in a food processor or a blender or a Vitamix or KitchenAid, whatever you might have, and just whiz it up. A dash of nut milk or something like that will make it extra creamy. If you're dairy free, or
With this.
think of your. Oh, look at that!
did it.
Whoa!
Can I put it in the box?
Absolutely.
Is it the base?
Is it our salad box? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's clear a bit of room, shall we?
We'll
try and be
There are the
professional.
chips I made earlier. Let's put them on the floor.
Okay.
Forever. No, we're not wasting it. We're going to make a soup out.
We're going to make a soup, and if not, we'll make a stock. And if not, it'll go on the compost heap. So actually, if you mix these in, it'll make the noodles go a lovely Barbie pink colour. So again, that's great for kids.
Yeah.
Beetroot's
I
lovely.
mean, it already looks really.
Kids love getting messy.
Really cute, doesn't it?
We can finally slice some beetroot leaves, maybe. And what about some carrot ribbons? Could they go in? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Is it true that the darker the vegetable, the more nutritious it is? I heard that.
Well, dark leafy greens are fantastic for
And like beetroot,
nutrition.
it's got such a vibrant colour.
Beetroot's great for your blood. Yeah, it's a great detoxifier. Beetroot juice is wonderful if you're on a cleanse. It naturally detoxifies. And I found out the other day that asparagus is apparently fantastic for as a hangover cure.
Mm.
So you either are supposed to eat a load of it before you go out drinking or partying or whatever, or afterwards. And again, it really helps detoxify your
Do you
system.
mean immediately afterwards?
Or
Like when you've
immediately.
got in?
Well, maybe not. I mean, maybe the day after. Asparagus juice in the morning,
Yeah.
possibly.
Which is probably not particularly what you're going to feel like. Asparagus juice.
Might
But
make
if
you
it
feel,
works,
make
give
you
it a
feel
go.
quick. Yeah, or the night before you go out.
Yeah.
So here we go. If we mix this together, it's going to look super pretty.
And vegetables are, when you think of fruit has a lot of sugar in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Vegetables don't have that.
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah.
really, you can eat as many vegetables as you want. There's no.
And they'll keep your blood sugar stable. Yes, definitely. And also, yeah, they're really, really low fat, low carb, most of them, and just generally really super good for you.
Sabrin has said, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, how do you prepare butternut squash and pumpkins easily and quickly to make something really yummy?
Well, to start with, you need a really sharp knife. I think that's a trick with tackling any vegetable. Like, you know, sweet potato, it's quite tough, and it puts a lot of people off having to cut through the skins on butternut squash and pumpkins and things like that. So a really sharp knife is great, or buy it pre-prepared in the supermarket, so you don't have to do that. And then, yeah, again, roast it or steam it in a steamer, and then, was she making soup? Sorry.
She wants to know how to prepare the butternut squash and the pumpkin quickly, easily. Because I know what she means. Like when you've got this big, it's quite intimidating. You're like, how am I going to handle this? Like,
yeah, a sharp knife. Get rid of the skin as quickly as you can. Scoop out the seeds. Save the seeds to roast in the oven, or make a salad dressing or something like that. And again, scooping out the seeds. If you've got kids, get kids involved. You know, they love that whole messiness. Definitely. So endless help and a sharp knife.
There's my flour.
That's beautiful.
Look.
That's beautiful. You can take it to a Chinese restaurant and tell them they don't need to bother.
I think, can somebody just back me up on this, that it does look like the Chinese restaurant? You know what I mean? Come on. I know what I mean anyway. So, can all your vegetable leftovers go in your compost heap?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, compost heap.
Sabrin wants to make ratatouille.
Oh, that's lovely. I've not made that for ages. I love ratatouille. It's a really good way of...
We haven't got any questions left. We need some more questions. Can you just... come on, you must have some burning vegetable queries.
Ratatouille is a great way of getting lots of vegetables into one dish.
Oh, look at that.
So...
now that looks nice. How did you do that? I didn't even know.
Just chopping up our sweet potato chips, but yes, again, this is so super to have raw in a salad.
Yeah, lovely.
Really delicious.
And then what dressing would you say?
Well, anything from kind of like a really light lemony vinaigrette dressing, or things like carrots and sweet potato go really well with kind of like a satay sort of dressing, a bit of peanut butter, or maybe some...
how do you make a really nice satay dressing?
Oh goodness, just, well, the quick way is peanut butter. Peanut butter and maybe a bit of lemon juice or a dash of water, and just whisk it all together. A bit of seasoning, or tahini, that makes a lovely kind of creamy nutty dressing. So again, just a jar of that.
Yeah, I wish we had that. We could make us finish that off.
We could. I don't think we have anything, do we? We could. If we had a juicer, we could juice the pepper and the carrot, and then make like a lovely vegetable-based salad dressing, which is another lovely way of getting more veg into your diet.
So you can
juice-based dressings.
I never even thought of that. You can use the vegetables, juice them, and that makes the dressing.
Yeah, delicious. Beetroot's really nice with orange to make a dressing. Carrot and pepper make a beautiful dressing, and sweet potato is just delicious juice, and that makes a gorgeous dressing.
So you really are getting everything.
Yeah, how many vegetables can we get into one dish? Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So do you have any more questions?
Oh my God, I love this question. Sally, this is... oh, welcome to my life. So, onions really make my eyes water when she's chopping them. Is there any way to avoid this?
You can wear goggles.
If
they're cold, it's supposed to help. So if you put them in the fridge for a while, I don't know.
But basically the answer is no.
No, wear contact lenses. I don't know.
I don't know what happens either. It's awful.
Or do a lot of them. It doesn't affect me at all now. So I can chop away just because I do it so much.
She's become immune.
Immune,
so
definitely.
Just chop more onions. That's what you should do.
The solution, yes.
Sally, another Sally Wagland, which is probably a problem that all parents have. How do you get your children to eat Brussels sprouts? It's not very seasonal, but we'll take it.
I think again with Brussels sprouts, a lot of people overcook them. I remember my grandmother, she used to put them on at 9 o'clock in the morning for Sunday lunch, and so the whole house would smell revolting. So people were always already thinking before they'd eaten they were going to taste revolting, and they did. So I cook them really quickly. And another really lovely thing to do with them, you can steam them, yes, but again, if you shred them really finely on a mandolin or in your food processor, just treat them as you would cabbage.
Yeah. Stir
fry them, steam them, have them raw in a salad. They're delicious for people that don't like vegetables. Some vegetables cooked like spinach or carrots or Brussels sprouts are really, really nice raw too.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're slicing it up, it's kind of disguising that it's a Brussels sprout anyway, isn't it?
Definitely. Then if you use kind of like, you can use them in coleslaw. They're lovely in coleslaw to do like a winter coleslaw. And then again, do a beetroot dressing. And because they're pale, they absorb all the colours of the beetroot, and so they go a lovely sort of pink or scarlet colour. So you you don't almost recognise them.
Yeah, so it's basically about tricking your kids.
Deceit and disguise, definitely.
Oh, I love this question. It's from Sabrin. And it says, what is the most underrated vegetable in your opinion that we should all try that we perhaps haven't?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, I think in recent years cauliflower was always a very underrated vegetable, but obviously it's had a massive resurgence, you know. Everybody's doing cauliflower pizza or, you know, cauliflower rice, which is fantastic as a low carb alternative. Cauliflower steaks are delicious. A lot of people that don't like cooked cauliflower, if you roast it in the oven with some lovely spices and seasoning, it's so delicious. It almost becomes a different vegetable, I think. So cauliflower, which is kind of like really bland and uninteresting, I think still quite underrated, although it's quite popular at the moment.
They use it on Indian cooking, don't they?
They do, yeah. But then it's got that lovely kind of sort of chewy texture as well. It's got substance, and because it's kind of got all these lovely sort of undulating florets on the top, it soaks up sauces and dressings really well too.
Yeah, I think you showed me today the most underrated vegetable is probably that stalk of that broccoli. Everyone throws that away.
Well, there we go. This is what it's going to be. Broccoli noodles all the way.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is the future.
So I hope everyone's taken something away from that and now realises that, you know, don't throw anything away. You can really make interesting things, and vegetables can be delicious.
Absolutely.
You don't really need anything but vegetables in some of your meals, do you?
Definitely.
The whole meal.
Yeah.
Just like we do. Thank you, Amber.
That's okay, my pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.